What is going on, everyone? My name is Boyd and I'm back with some more Age Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the right side of the map in the red color, playing as Ra. His name is Kimo. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Oranos. His name is Skady. The map is Oasis, and this is the final game between these two players for the for the group stage. Group stage? Yes, of the Vubli Champions League. Very exciting times. Kimo taking a hard-fought victory in Game 1 on Anatolia with the Oasis. Skady picking up his losses there very, very fast, moving on to the second game to win it very quickly on the Mediterranean with the Zeus. Moving into game number 3 with the third different set of gods. We've seen Isis Set, we've seen Zeus Oranos, now we're going to see Oranos Ra. Here in game number 3. Obviously, Skady feels comfortable on the Oasis with the Oranos. I think we've seen him play this one before. Oranos is a strong god on Oasis because he can function under any of the different circumstances that Oasis gives you. If Oasis gives you this super low hunt with 2 zebra and 2 giraffe, which this map does look like it's given him, well, there is 3 giraffe and 4 gazelle, so it's a little bit of a big hunt, but it's far away. So we'll see what happens here, but that's part of the reason you pick Oranos on this map now. You pick Ra on this map because, well, obvious reasons that with low hunt maps, farming is inevitable, and if you have fast farms and cheap farms, you will have the advantage there. And we do see Kimo moving forward to this hunt nice and early, so that means that Skady's not going to be able to do any damage to him there. The big problem is going to be for Kimo on this map with Ra. It's going to be a second gold mine. However, this gold mine is pretty well protected here. Town Center sort of protects it a little bit with Mercenary a little bit later, so we will see. We'll see if he uses it or not. And there's the monument to the villagers going up. Villagers moving forward here onto this location. Got the goats running forward. And the priest onto the mining camp, doing their thing. Pharaoh moving forward now with the Kithara of Apollo. Me very happy to see this relic. I haven't seen the exact stats, and I could be talking out of my ass, but I think that Kithara of Apollo does actually speed up your farm gather rate. Is that wrong? Can someone tell me if anybody knows or can do the testing? Pretty sure this relic gives you faster farms because the villagers only gather on the farms when they're doing an animation. So they walk around, they do an animation, they get the resources. If they walk faster to the next spot, then they're gonna be able to do their animations more, which means they're gonna be able to gather faster. But it might just be a little bit, it might not be that much. It's not like a base gather rate or something like that. It's like something different. I'm not sure what the exact buff is, but I do think Kithara Apollo, very, very strong relic regardless. And speaking of relics, we do see that one's up here. We've got Gaia's Book of Knowledge, which is conversely a very sad relic because we probably won't be seeing Titans in this game. Actually, we might see Titans in this game, so maybe not that bad. 300% bonus damage against a Titan for your infantry is pretty big. We do see the Skady's oracles coming forward. There's only 2 of them here. And Skady actually doing a fake here with the oracles into this location, trying to force Kimo off, but he's actually going for a town center. Skady does this all the time. So the villager's just going to be chasing these oracles around. And Skady just hanging out here for the time being. You see a hyena on this hunt as well. So pretty nice hunt spawn for Skady here. Kimo going through Shaduf. We'll see what he wants to do here. Skady has done these like builds against Joe's Egyptian where he's gone 3 town centers into like a full out heroic age timing push and gold starved. It's definitely an option here against Kimo's Ra. So we'll see what he can do here. And there's Kimo hitting the classical age through Ptah. Moving back to his home base here, we do see no immediate Shadoof, no immediate armory, no immediate second town center. So I'm confused. And Skady's still not clicking advance time yet. What's happening? Hello? Kimo, what are you doing? Oh, okay, he's going to go grab his town center now. Maybe he didn't have the gold just yet. Advanced a little bit too fast. A little bit confused, but there's Skady getting his second town center here. And he's going to be advancing through Prometheus. And struggling a little bit for food. Hasn't started villages on this this town center just yet. But it's going to be fine for him. He'll be able to start pumping out units and be in a very strong state economically to deal with this Ra here. And we'll see if it works out for him or not. Oftentimes we've seen, actually we've seen Egyptian players, specifically we've seen Magic and Joe a little bit go for some sort of villager rush. So you go to these two town centers here, you stay on this home gold mine, spam out from 2 barracks, spearmen and slingers, and then you get Skin of the Rhino, or if you're set, you get Feral, and you get your animals out, and then you just shifting sands onto the town center, and you just kill off all of these town centers with a villager rush while your opponent's sitting forward trying to get a gold starve on you. It's a very smart play. We just see the Pharaoh coming over to drop off the relic here into the temple, and being very resourceful here, finding an extra zebra for the gather time now. And we do see double counter barracks for Skady, and a third town center now coming up for Kimo, which won't be spotted by Skady. It's a little bit unfortunate, but we do see the Promethean coming around. So maybe the Oracle may have spotted the villagers walking over here. I'm not 100% sure, and he will be seeing this, but whether or not he can stop it or not, it's the question. The Wadjet is bringing this Promethean into this area here, and he does spot this. Terma going to immediately start targeting down the Pharaoh at this point. We do see that the Valor comes down, and the villagers are going to attempt to get this one up. Terma targeting down the Pharaoh, but with this little bit of micro on the Pharaoh, he can keep just turning onto this and empowering it, getting it up fast enough to keep the Pharaoh alive. Retreating the Pharaoh away instead, though. Terma are going to attempt to take down these villages. They do not have any upgrades to speak of in terms of Skin of the Rhino. And there's the town center up. 3 town centers. He does have Baboon here. Still has some goat over here spamming on the wood to get out his Shadoof and everything else. And I like this here, to grab this town center and eat these Baboon. Again, try and use as many resources as he possibly can. Barracks now coming up for Kimo, and the Terma going to be looking for something already with the wall here. Very nice wall to secure this gold mine. Love to see a tower at some point as well, just to staple it there. But it's not only giving him the gold mine secured now, but it's giving him extra gold a little bit later for when Skady would go for a gold starve. So nice play there. We do see the Prometheans coming in, going to attempt to pick off these villagers, trying to keep them alive. There's 1 HP left, or 3 HP left. Pharaoh does get sniped, though. It's going to be very close. He does kill the Pharaoh there. Nice snipe for Skady. Still haven't seen the 3rd town center up yet for Skady, which I'm not sure if... Oh, that looks like what he's doing now. He's built what looks to be 8 Terma and or 12 Terma. He's going to be going for these raids at this point, going for that 3rd town center fairly soon. We check out his economy here, just about to get there. I do think that, well, he's throwing up a military barracks at this point, and there's the shifting sands, and he's pulling these Terma elsewhere. I do think that Oranos players should be considering just building 1 counter barracks here instead of the 2. It means that you don't have to cancel the counter, the Terma ever. They just keep going, and you're totally fine. You get this 3rd town center or the 2nd town center up much faster, and I don't think you lose out on that much pressure here. You can see these Terma are all out, but they're not doing anything, and obviously you could get metagames a little bit if your opponent knew you were doing that. They could get very aggressive with the classical age army, but you can always adapt and play around that and stuff. But I think it's going to be an interesting option for for the Oranos players to try. We will put Kimo bash through this wooden wall here. He's trying to get through it, and he's trying to push Kimo off this gold mine. And we'll see the villagers trying to get up an armory. It's very, very late here. If we check out the economy of Kimo, he's actually got the resources, but no armory. I think he was building it, and he just took a villager off it. He's going to go to advance and not be able to. That's dangerous. And the walls do get broken down. Kimo or Skady does have an eye on this though, with the Oracle going to be moving in with those Terma. There are a bunch of slingers already over here to defend against this though, so no problems. And there's the armory going up with the priest and all of those villagers here as Kimo realizes what he's done. But he's going to have a super strong economy. There's the third town center coming up for Skady now, pumping out some Miller here. His house blocked, actually supply blocked it. 129 of 130, so no problems there. I would love to see the early Hyperion push here now. This would be really big for Skady. If he can get Hyperion in the next minute or two, or 2 minutes would be important here if he has resources, but he's getting medium infantry and Milo out instead. If he went Hyperion here, he could have done a lot of damage, but he's going to be going for this, and he does have a strong army to deal with all these slingers, taking down these this Wadget straight away. You see the villagers fighting at this point. They do have Skin of the Rhino, so they're very, very strong, and they can take down this this Atlantean army very, very easily. And we do see Horus is on the way for Kimo right now, who is trying to fight this. The slingers coming back out and making some axemen as well to deal with those Mermillo. The Promethean here actually just tanking up so much here as well, because there's no heroes, and Skady has to retreat though because the villagers do so much. But how many villagers did he kill? Not sure he killed that many. That's not the best trade here for Skady, who does look like he's going through Hyperion now. So he has hit that timing. Would have liked it to be a little bit earlier, not lost all these units, but keeping Kimo's army size down is not a bad idea. But he does need to throw down more military academies and stay away from the Terma at this point. Because they're not that good at dealing with this army or the villagers at all. You're going to get into Arcus as soon as you possibly can. Hathor is in. So there's the Pasukos, the Migdos stronghold going up right now for Kimo, throwing up a market as well instantly. And the villagers are already coming back over here to rebuild this wall and get this gold mine going back on for himself. As the rock flies over by, going to get taken down very fast. No. Not go for it. Does throw one volley of javelins there, and they all hit, but there was only a couple of hero terminals. They really don't do that much damage. Nice sniping here from Skady coming in to pick off these units, but Kimo is more than happy to take these trades here. And there's the Hyperion, and we'll see an immediate chaos here. Hits the Pitsukos, hits a lot of those slingers, which immediately start targeting the other slingers here. And these are the Hyperion you want to see if you're an Oranos fan, targeting counter units that will immediately target their counter units and get some extra pickoffs, extra kills. So we'll get those as well. Now the question is, where does Skady go from here? I would like to see Satyr and a Ford Palace. So the Palace is going up. No Satyr just yet. Or potentially could just go Mythic Age here. Wouldn't mind like a Helios to get the Hecagigantes out and target this town center and try and take it down with a Vortex, force the army over here to defend this gold mine or something like that. Or the opposite would be probably better, because the army's over here. Come over here, force the army to fight and defend this, and then just Vortex over here and hit this town center while he's out of position with the palace and a bunch of destroyers. Could be an option. Or just go Hecate and go for an all-in. Kimo, on the other hand, just has to get Mythic Age himself, which he should be able to do through Osiris, and he should be able to defend pretty much anything here. And Kimo retreating away. I don't know. He needs Axemen. You always need to build some Axemen against Atlantean with Egyptian if you want to fight their army. The cavalry aren't the best. You kind of go... Oh, you can go cavalry Axemen, actually. It's kind of a good build. But he's making slingers and chariot archers, and that's just allowing this Terma to get value here. Do you see the camera going for a little bit of a raid? He's kind of speed walking them around, maybe using the rock or something to do that. And we see the Satyr in the back. It just has so much HP, tanks so much damage. Just strong myth unit here for the cost. 20 favor, 250 wood. And we see Skady trying to push in with this nice micro here. See some llama caravans going down. Hecate and Osiris on the way. As the destroyers coming through on the top here. Kimo trying to defend, building some barracks over here. But he has opted for the Hecate, so we'll see what he does. I think he could use the Tartarian Gate here and push on this town center. That way he gold starves. Nice raids onto some citizen here from Kimo. Looking to pick off as many of them as he possibly can. The destroyers are here though. Hecate comes in. No units over here just yet. Choosing to cast the Tartarian Gate on this location. Picks off a bunch of houses, I guess. So Kimo down to 105 total populations, but still sitting at 127. Going to take down the town center. We do see Masons coming through. It's going to be enough to keep it up for a little bit. The villagers sitting idle for the time being. Again, I think I would have just preferred the Tartarian Gate to go over here, because it not only hits this gold mine, it also hits these camel caravans here. And while the villagers do kill off this Tartarian Gate now, it's tough. But the destroyers are still going after this town center. They will be able to kill it. Nope, there's fortified town centers. It's going to be enough to defend here with just a couple of axemen. Maybe. Well, it slows it down just a little bit. Still, we got some fire siphon on the way here for Skady. Son of Osiris comes in, and this is going to change things quite drastically now for Kimo's defenses here. As the Son of Osiris just does so much damage to this Atlantean army. Though the Arcus trying to target down the Son of Osiris, going to choose to retreat now for the time being. We do have a Lampade here to help out with some of these things, and we see the Son of Osiris going to pick off these Tartarian spawns nice and easily. Does so much damage with the extra 400% bonus versus myth units, already doing 60 hack damage in attack. And we do see the Arcus and the Terma back onto this Son of Osiris, trying to do a lot of damage to it. They are able to almost half HP it straight away, but it's getting away just before it gets to that point, garrisoning into that tower, turning back onto these military units. And it just does so much damage as they've all got such a low hack armor, 15% and 5% hack armor. Those Terma just get absolutely melted by the Son of Osiris. However, the destroyers are back onto this town center, 500 HP. The fire siphon coming in here, chaos onto the mummy, and now the mummy gets to pick off another unit. Really, really nice usage of the chaos god power for Skady. Takes down the town center, and he is in a commanding position right now. However, he still has to pick off this Son of Osiris if he wants to win here. So what's the options here? Maybe throwing up some actually the trade route gets stopped. The gold mine has been expired here, so the villagers have to find somewhere to go. So just spamming up another palace here and just securing his location here. We do see the villagers trying to come back over and get this town center up, but his priority should be gold right now. If we check this out, he can still trade wood and gold for a decent amount of resources. And we see the destroyers coming over here at this point, trying to pick off these villagers. But he needs to keep focusing on the Son of Osiris, help get those Satyr to take stuff down, never let the Son of Osiris do too much. The Son of Osiris gets pulled back into the watchtower, going to be jumping in and out of it. The Arcus have 20 range, so the Son of Osiris should never be firing without it doing without it taking damage here. And that's sort of what's happening. Really nice play so far by Skady to keep that Son of Osiris at bay. Now the villagers still trying to get this town center up, but get the heavy destroyer to hit it, which is happening here. Is going to slow it down enough. And Son of Osiris is back out yet again, doing so much damage. If we check out the population here, Skady sitting at 134 to Kimo's 135. So really struggling for the resources right now. It's looking like Kimo's actually able to defend here, even with Kimo's very low amount of gold here. The Son of Osiris just is enough here to pick off all of these units with the with the assistance of the Son of Osiris. Fire Siphon, though, coming in, going to be able to defend this as well. Locust Swarm coming in onto these farms, going to hurt Sky's economy even more, as he is really struggling to produce units right now. If we check out his economy, really low on economic upgrades. He only has plow, no irrigation, no flood control, no quarry, no bow saw or carpenters. So very far behind on those upgrades right now. We do see the Fire Siphon able to stop this town center from going up, and Skady is thinking this is kind of all or nothing at this point. If he can stop it from happening, it's huge. We do see Son of Osiris now at 50 HP, 46 HP, getting very close to a period in the game where Skady can kind of fight this Egyptian army, but he's just not able to pick it off, as it's just done enough so far to stay alive. The citizen that was forward does get sniped there by Kimo, and Skady is going to be under a lot of pressure here. It's going to be difficult for him to find a win here. Possibly throwing down a palace in the middle and swapping the locations over here might be an option here. There's so many camel caravan now for Kimo as well, so probably doesn't even need to get anything else, any of those villages going. 22 camel caravan. If they start moving, puts his pharaoh over onto the other market, he's in a really good position here. We see another palace coming up for Skady though. He's still going to attempt to push through this location here. Kimo trying to predict that Skady would change the front here, but he's just chasing down these chariot archers. They're quite fast. The Contarius are faster though. 6.33 speed because they're Oranos, and yet the chariot archers are just running through the base, not getting caught at all here. It's kind of funny to watch. And here comes the attack yet again. The palace going up for Skady. Can start building some destroyers here. And for some reason, Kimo making Axemen at this point. When there are a couple of Murmillo, but this is Son of Osiris does get sniped. Big play here for Skady. We'll see if Kimo can just spam out the mercenary to defend here. He's one of the best defenders in the game. He's going to be going for it. Villagers turn onto the fortified town centers. Already has masons. He's got sun-dried mud brick and fortified town centers. So 4,200 HP on this, and these aren't engineered fire siphons either. So low on the damage output. And there are catapults here to start picking off these forward buildings from Skady as well. And meanwhile, a couple of chariot archers distracting a lot of population here for Skady that should be over here pushing forward. Skady not able to even afford any upgrades here. If we check out the upgrades coming in, we see copper weapons for Kimo, no armor coming in for Skady, who's got full copper actually. So he's a little bit in front of Kimo. Building a priest out for Kimo as well to empower the town center to keep it alive. Very, very smart here. Really pushes the town center's HP back up, but he does run out of gold. Villagers do immediately start repairing the town center again. And these fire siphons that are getting built just go down too fast. He needs to build some watchtowers here if he wants to continue. And the palace that's in the front here does get picked off at this point. And the mummy has done so much damage here, picked off so many different units because it's not getting sniped here. 24 HP, slowly but surely going to be going down. Actually, it's just sitting at 18 HP at this point. It's going to get off another special ability. No, it dies. Okay. Very close. Very close. Now the fire siphon have been pushed back. These mercenary cavalry are just so strong in this fight here. You need to build maybe building catapulties at this point wouldn't have been a bad idea to pick off the cavalry very fast. Catapulties wouldn't have been a bad idea to push in here instead of making the Contarius and the Terma. Is he still building Terma? Yeah, stop building Terma. Make catapulties when you're pushing with the fire siphon. Might have helped out quite a bit. We do see the champion chariots moving out now. Gonna be attempting to pick off these villagers here. Run straight past them. Nothing going on. Just ignore it. We're not doing anything here. Now Kimo's in a pretty commanding position. He's got his trade route set up. He's got a booming economy. He's got a lot of upgrades here. He's got flood control, quarry, bowsaw. He needs to get carpenters. That bowsaw doesn't do much. Carpenters is on the way though. Skady on the other hand getting engineers. Has built a sky passage though. He's going to be swapping fronts here. This is really smart. Immediately the town center starts producing those mercenary though. We'll see if he can make this work over on this side of the map. Picks off those chariot archers very fast. Siege tower going to push through the walls though. Going after the houses. I love that. Kimo going after a Signature of the Titans here. Might be time to grab this relic, guys. Book of Knowledge. You see a palace coming up for Skady as well. For some reason, killing off the siege works. Probably could have gone after the other house first instead. Would have done a little bit more damage. You can just retreat. Yeah, you can just retreat into the sky passage if he wants. Now it's looking like Skady is able to push through here. And there's the Titans coming through for Skady as well. So I guess this will be a question of, can Skady keep the pressure up while building his Titan Gate? Whereas Kimo can defend for ages while building a Titan Gate because he can just spam mercenary because he's got all these camel caravans. Whereas Skady needs to take his villagers off resources to do that. See Skady moving back into this location here. With the Pharaoh here, it's going to be tough to take this town center down. You have to snipe it very fast. Do you see some destroyers coming in? The heavy destroyers. Titan Gate comes through for Kimo. Gonna chuck it down somewhere. Do you see the catapults cleaning this all up as well? Which is very, very good. Still not throwing down the Titan Gate though, as he's defending this location here. He's actually sitting with really low resources himself, so I'm a bit surprised. Skady's relentless pressure here may be enough to take this town center down. Catapult coming in, going to try and... Well, I thought he was targeting down the sky passage here, but he's going onto the wall. Another fire siphon coming after the town center yet again. But there's the Titan Gate for Skady. Villagers, all the llama caravans under attack here. There's the Titan Gate for both players in the back of their base. Lots of villagers coming onto it for the time being. How many? We've got 8 villagers here versus 17. So like 24 population versus 17 population. So the Titan Gate for Skady should go up a touch faster. I'm not sure exactly how it works. It looks like it is going up just a touch faster. So he will get his Titan up first, but will not matter because it basically just means they're going to trade Titans, which gives Kimo a little bit of extra time to live here in this game, as he is still struggling to push back against this Atlantean player here, who has got his destroyers onto the town center. He's targeting down the Pharaoh. He needs to keep targeting that Pharaoh down. 9 HP, keeping this town center alive. He does pick it off, and now the town center is going to be going down as Skady getting very close to taking it down. He has managed to kill it at this point, which is absolutely huge here. Axeman coming in though. Can Skady continue the pressure here on this attack to keep this town center down for good? Is the question. Pulling back with the fire siphon here. We've got the champion chariots pushing in as well. It's going to bring back onto the palace here. And I don't think that Well, Kimo can't afford to get the town center back up at this point. There's no pharaoh here. There's no priest to help him power it. There's the pharaoh coming in, getting a little bit path blocked by the camels here. I'm surprised that they're not getting a little bit too confused in their situation here. They oftentimes just decide to stop moving. And now Skady moving in with some units down the bottom here. Not sure what that's about. By the Titan gates at 50% at this point. The catapult going to be taking down the palace here as well. Kimo going after the sky passage. Cleaning this up will actually hurt Skady quite a bit. He's got quite a few units in here, but it's not going to matter. We see some catapult moving forward. Skady trying to prevent this one from just laying siege on that town center there. Skady actually moving 13 villagers onto this Titan gate. And same with Kimo going up to 24. Both players trying to pump it out as fast as possible, but still just going with heavy units here for Skady. So his trading is very inefficient. Making some fanatics though to deal with these, and okay, Skady does decide at this point that he's too far behind and does decide to tap out. GG, no Titan fight for you. Well played by Kimo, nice defense. I thought Skady might have had it if he could have kept this town center down, but couldn't kill the Son of Osiris off in time, which was just a little bit too hard for him. I would have probably preferred to see the Helios here and go for the distraction play instead of the Hecate play. If he came here, forced the army over here, sent a unit around, vortexed here to take this town center down fast with a couple of Hecagigantes and a bunch of destroyers, he probably would have been able to do that a bit easier, and then killing off the Son of Osiris would have been a different kettle of fish, because then he could use the special ability of the Hecagigantes to push it back close to his army and potentially get a surround or something like that. I haven't seen that done. Don't know if it's bad. It probably is bad, but, you know, what can I say? But Kimo just displaying how strong his Ra is every single step of the way. He's such a good defender. And the trade route spam was key. Gone early 3 town centers as a response to the 2 town centers of Skady as well. Worked nicely. And was able to basically just play his game how he wants to play it and take the win. Anyways, if you enjoy these games, please consider hitting the follow button on the Twitch. And if you're on the YouTubes, hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you in the next game.